I fired my maid of honor a week before my wedding. Let's talk about it. Obviously, this was not just firing my maid of honor, it was also a terrible best friend breakup. When I got engaged, one of the easiest decisions that I had to make was who my maid of honor would be. It was obviously gonna be my childhood best friend, let's call her Beth, because we had spent our entire lives talking about our dream weddings together. Right before I got engaged, Beth had gone through a pretty bad breakup, so I wasn't the most excited to tell her when I did get engaged, because I mean, it's never fun being like, hey, I know you're going through a really bad heartbreak, but like, look at my ring. But when I did tell her, she was super excited for me, and she was even more excited when I asked her to be my maid of honor. We cried together, we like jumped and screamed and did the whole thing. Yeah, but that energy did not last long. The first red flag that I noticed was she was starting to try and make me doubt my own relationship. I get that she was really going through a hard time with her breakup, but she was saying things like, you know, you can never be too sure in a relationship. Even if you have a ring on your finger, one day he can just decide he doesn't want to be with you anymore. Even if you're married, he can just come home and decide he wants a divorce out of the blue, totally blindside you. I'm just sitting there like, what? I'm trying to be excited about getting engaged, and now you're trying to make me anxious about my fiance leaving me? The next issues I started to see was that she was criticizing everything about my wedding as I started to plan it, and I really did want her help and her input, and I was totally willing to take suggestions, but every one of my ideas or the decisions I made, she was like, hate that, that's boring, that's overdone, that's basic. Could not do anything right. There was not one choice I made that she seemed to like. And then when I'd be like, well, if you don't like my ideas, what do you think? She'd say, I don't know, to your wedding, like whatever you think is best, I guess. What? So you don't even have any ideas for me. You just want to criticize everything I come up with and then give me no input. When I was trying on wedding dresses, I walk out in one and it's clearly the dress. I am already in tears before I show everybody. And as soon as everyone sees it, they're tearing up. My mom's crying. All my friends are like, this is it. You look absolutely stunning. They put the veil on me. I'm like, I feel like a bride. I can't believe I'm getting married. I'm an emotional wreck at this point, right? It's a beautiful moment. That's when Beth chimes in. She says, I don't know. It's not really wowing me. Just feel like you're not really going to stand out in it. What do you mean I'm not going to stand out in it? I'm the bride at a wedding. Like, I'm going to stand out regardless. And read the room. Read the room. Clearly, this is the dress. I feel beautiful in it. Let it go. Okay? Just tell me I look beautiful. A lot of my friends cannot hide what they're thinking, so their face says it all. And they were looking at Beth just like, because it was so weird. And I had to laugh it off and try to ease the tension, but I was really hurt. For my bachelorette trip, there were some things that I had asked her to help plan, and that was difficult. She didn't want to help me do anything, but I'd asked her to make some reservations at some restaurants for dinner, and she said that she did, but when we got there, guess what? There were no reservations. She lied to me. So we just had to figure out something last minute. It ended up being fine, but it was just like, why did you lie about doing it? I would have just made the reservations. You said you were going to do it. It got to the point that my other bridesmaids were just having to step in and do maid of honor's tasks because Beth didn't want to do any of them. She didn't seem to want to be a part of my wedding planning at all. Then one day, a group of my bridesmaids asks me to get lunch, and when I get there, I realize that it's an intervention about Beth. They sit me down and they tell me that Beth had been talking super negatively behind my back, saying things that she didn't think that my marriage was gonna last, that she would be shocked if we even made it to the altar. She was just saying mean things about me, mean things about my fiance. I had never seen her act like this towards anyone. She never talked negatively about other people to me, so I was so confused where this was coming from. So obviously I have to confront Beth. So I meet her for dinner, we sit down, and I tell her what I heard. She immediately breaks down into tears. She's apologizing. She's telling me that she's so sorry, that it's just been really hard for her to see me getting married when she's going through this breakup. At this point, it had been close to a year since they'd broken up. I'm like, I get it. I get that it's really hard and she was struggling with it, but also you can't try to ruin my wedding and take it out on me. That's just not fair. I tell her, listen, Beth, you've been my best friend since we were kids, and I want to be there to support you, but also I need you to support me through this really important event in my life. So what's gonna be best for us? Do you want to step down as maid of honor? Do you just want to be a guest? Is this all too much for you? And she's like, no, I promise. I will be there for you. I'm so sorry. Thank you for talking to me. I think this is exactly what we needed. We have this heart to heart. I'm feeling good. I feel like we're back on the right track. We hug, then, we spend the rest of the night hanging out. I feel like things are back to normal, but they're not. A few days ago, my fiance walks into our living room and he is looking unwell, to say the least. I was like, babe, what's wrong? And he's just like, you need to see this text that Beth just sent me. He hands me his phone and I see this long paragraph from my best friend, Beth. She starts out by saying, I just want to let you know that this all comes from a place of love. Well, thank goodness for that, Beth. I'm so glad to know that it all came from a good place. She goes on to ask my fiance if he's sure that he should marry me because she doesn't really see us being a good fit long term and she would hate to see us get divorced later. Mind you, my fiance and I are actually objectively a really great couple. We don't argue, we're really healthy, we communicate well. So it's not like I go to her complaining about issues in my relationship a ton. I don't even know where she got that from, and no one else feels that way. She goes on to say that she would hate to see him miss out on the opportunity to be in a relationship with a woman that's a better fit for him. I'm sorry, what? She said that she just loves both of us and is only doing this because she thinks it's in both of our best interests. I actually don't think that that is the case. Then she obviously finishes it off by telling him to not show me the text message. So what did I do? I sent her a text. I said, you're uninvited from my wedding and never contact me again. And then my fiance and I both blocked her on everything. Beth's goal a week before my wedding was to ruin it. She wanted my entire engagement to fall apart. So I had absolutely nothing to say to her. Like, what was I gonna do? Tell her how much what she did hurt me? Hear her explain why she did it? I don't care why she did it. She did it. I'm done. I gave her so much grace through my entire wedding planning process, but this was the final straw. Here's the issue. I'm getting married in a few days, and some of Beth and I's mutual friends say that Beth is still talking about going to my wedding uninvited because she says that she has some unfinished business that she really needs to get off of her chest. I think she's going to try to object at my wedding. I think that she's going to stand up and try to ruin my wedding. And I don't know what to do because when it comes to Beth, there's no stopping her. Where there's a will, there's a way. Like, she gets it in her mind what she wants to do and she's going to do it and no one is going to talk her out of it. So let me know if you want to stay updated on how the wedding goes and if Beth really does show up.